this is a really important definition, the definite integral. So when I take this Riemann sum, so this part here is the Riemann sum, right? Adding up the area of n rectangles with this height and this width, and then I let the number of them go to infinity with this limit. This gives me the exact area under the curve. So you want to think of that's what this means, exact area under the curve. So I'm going to be asking, I'll be making a test question, one test question that will be of this kind, or it will be of this kind. And so let's talk about what that means. So if it's the blue star guy, then that means what I'm wanting you to do is to go from, come on, pen. I want you to go from this definition to this definition. So I'm giving you the limit of the sums, right? The limit of the Riemann sum. The Riemann sum just means this, right? And I want you to write it as the integral. So this x sub I term, right, with the x sub I and sine of x sub I, that translates to x sine of x. Then this little delta x here is the dx here, so that turns into dx. And then you want to think of the limit of the sums. The limit of the sums translate to this integral sign. And then these limits of integration, when you're putting them in, you'll put the smaller number at the bottom and the bigger number up at the top. Okay, so let's try that again. So this is again going from the limit of the Riemann sums to the integral. So I'm going to take this first this time. Doesn't really matter the order, right? Oh, and look at that, from 1 to 2. And then I'm going to look at the function inside here. So it's x plus 2 all squared. And then I've got my delta x, which is the dx. Okay, so that's one way that I could ask you the question about the definition of the definite integral. The other way would be like this. So I want you to write it as this limit of the sum thing. Okay, so integral, right? The integral sign is the limit as n goes to infinity. And you want to remind yourself it's I equal 1 to n because it's adding up the area of n rectangles. And then I'm going to put an x sub I everywhere there's an x in this function. So I have x sub I minus x sub I minus 1, and then a delta x, delta x. And then where do I put the numbers 1 and 10? So you just have to say it on the sides, on 110. 110. Sorry, that got kind of messy right there. Let me fix that as well. Okay, so delta x and then 110. And there it is. Okay, one more time. So here, limit as n goes to infinity of the sum I equal 1 to n, adding up the area of n rectangles. Then I'm going to look at this function. So I'm going to have 3 over 1 plus x sub I, and then delta x on 4 comma 6.